Let's go! JT Realmuto is back in Philadelphia. JT Realmuto and the Philadelphia Phillies have come on an agreement to sign a 5-year, $115.5 million contract. When everything is said and done, JT Realmuto, the BCIB, the best catcher in baseball, will rightfully become the highest paid catcher in baseball. This is absolutely huge. Alright. JT is undoubtedly the best defensive catcher in baseball. He's also, maybe, you can have some conversation with Yasmani Grandal, but you can also make the case that JT is also the best offensive catcher in baseball. He can hit 20 home runs a year, which is very rare for a catcher. And, he had a little iffy year last year, but if it's anything like the year before where JT was so good, then the Phillies are in good shape for the next 5 years. This is also huge because us trading for JT Realmuto was such a huge contributor to getting Bryce Harper to Philadelphia as well. JT and Bryce are very good friends, even before they became teammates. They were good friends, they hung out at the All-Star game, and also they played in the same division. So obviously there's going to be some friendships and also some, not so friendly relations because, in the same division. But, good friends. So that was huge. So, not to upset Bryce and get Bryce to request a trade, that would not be ideal. So, if you look at what's next for the Phillies, you can make a case that they still need a solid third starter. And I'm in that party which agrees with that. I still do think that we need to get another third starter. Zach Eflin's great and all, but he's very, a little shaky sometimes. He could be really good, then he could really stink it up. Obviously, Spencer Howard, he's very young, and you want to monitor his pitch count like we did last year. Vince Velasquez, get that guy out of my mouth. Get him out of Philly, to be honest. So, yeah. We need another third starter. We did sign Ivan Nova. He's been in the league for, I think, about 10 years. He's had 6 100 strikeout seasons, which is pretty impressive. We signed him to a 1-year minor league contract, and he will make $1.5 million if he does make the major league swap, which I think he has a pretty good shot at. So I really don't see him cracking the starting rotation. Probably bullpen, even though he's been a starter for most of his career. I don't even know if he's even a starter or a bullpen guy. But regardless, I would like to have him in the bullpen, The dude had, as I said before, 6 100 strikeout seasons. So if you put him in the bullpen, you get some pretty solid pitching. I mean, like my friend Tommy said, we get our hopes up every year. We do. We set such high expectations. I came into this year thinking we're going to be pretty damn good. We signed Zach Wheeler. We signed Didi Gregorius. We signed a bunch of other, bench guys. I'm like, oh yeah, we have good depth, This year just seems different. I don't know what it is, but it just feels different. Joe Girardi's second year. It's going to be a full season. As of now, it's still going to be 162 games. Full season. The Phillies have new management. So during the season, when things don't look too hot, they will know to make a move. Because last year, when the bullpen was historically bad, what did Clentac do? Oh, we promoted Cole Irvin to the active roster. He traded away top 30 prospect for two god-awful bullpen and Brandon Workman and Heath Hembry. I think this front office is going to help tremendously. Obviously, they're not on the field making plays. They're not hitting home runs. But they are getting guys that do that stuff at good times, you know? Contact did not solve problems. He didn't. So, Phillies, your work is not done. You still need a shortstop on a 1 or 2 year deal until 2019 first round pick Bryson Stott can come up. So, guy in a 1-2 year deal. Some names I've heard are Didi Gregorius, obviously signed a $14 million contract around that range last year. I would love to have Didi back a full year in Citizens Bank Park. Definitely could have a 30-plus home run season. Freddie Galvis, a former Philly, he has a solid infield glove. Speaking of infield gloves, one of the best defensive players of all time, Andrelton Simmons, a 4-time Gold Glove winner. He can come here on a cheap deal. Obviously, not the most consistent hitter as much as Didi Gregorius. Another name was also 2019 MVP finalist Marcus Semien. I would like Marcus Semien. You know, he's a star, and we could possibly get him at a cheap deal. You know, as longer the players wait, the longer their asking price goes down. Same with JT. You know, we came into the offseason thinking he's going to ask for $200 million over a long period of time. And now, fast forward to January 26th, and now he has signed a $115 million. So if you do the math, that's $85 million less dollars, which is pretty good, because we can sign a superstar caliber player with that amount of money. So I'm just trying to think of some solid third starters. Let me pull up a list real quick. Top remaining free agents. I know some guys like Trevor Bauer are still available, but that dude's probably asking for like Garrett Cole money somehow. He won the Cy Young, but in a 60-game season, so who really knows if he could have kept that up the whole season. So I'm just trying to find. Here we go. I'm just gonna read off some names that we could possibly sign. Just like I'm looking for a solid third starter. Now, I helped spread news on Instagram of the Phillies having interest in Lance McCullers. I did not break the story, but I broke it on Instagram, if I want to say it that way. So let's do status unsigned. And this wants to load. So yeah, meanwhile, Lance McCullers, he could be a great third starter. Obviously, the dude was an all-star. He's a World Series champion. So it's going to be hard to get him, you know. The Astros, they're not a bad team. They made the playoffs. So they're not going to want to unload everybody, you know. So probably a Lance McCullers trade will be similar to the Jameson Taillon deal to the Yankees. Like, they trade away 4 prospects, a couple guys in the top 30. So some guys like, do the Phillies actually, this brings up a huge question. Do the Phillies now trade away Rafael Marchand? Because if you think of it this way, JT just signed a 5-year deal. So obviously he's going to be the starting pitcher for the catcher for the next 5 years. And the Phillies also signed one of the top international prospects, and the dude's a catcher. And Marchand, obviously great defensive guy, but the dude is not a power hitter. I think he had 1 or 2 hits when he played here. So, you know, it brings up a huge question. We could probably get a pretty solid player in a deal for Rafael Marchand. He's one of our top prospects. So, maybe we do end up trading him for a solid third starter. Why is this taking forever to load? Alright, it's finally loaded. Alright, so if you look at some guys still available, we had Masahiro Tanaka, but he's probably heading back to Japan because he said if he doesn't get a deal with the Yankees, he's just going to go back home to Japan. So that's probably out of the question. Cole Hamels. Cole Hamels is there. Cole Hamels, not the same guy. I could see that being like Jake Arrieta 2.0. You know, a solid pitcher, then he signs to Phillies, and he's terrible. So yeah, we'll keep looking. Trevor Bauer, like I said before, his market value is valued about $30 million. I would love Trevor Bauer. I did a lot of prospect reviews on him. I did a lot of scouting, but I think he's out of the question unless the Phillies somehow manage to get some money. James Paxton, he'll be pretty solid. Rick Porcello. I saw a piece from Alex Carr about maybe us signing Ken Giles. I think he's having surgery, so he's going to miss this whole season. But if the Phillies sign him to like a one-year deal and then a team option, we could get Ken Giles next year, which would be pretty cool. A pretty good bargain for a pretty solid reliever. Also, Julio Teheran, a pretty solid guy we can get at probably a minor league contract, and he could definitely be a third starter. He knows a multiple-time All-Star. Obviously not the same guy in Atlanta in the early 2010s, but, you know, back into the NL East, you get rejuvenated. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all I got for you guys, you know. JT Realmuto is back in Philadelphia, which is great news, but the Phillies are not done yet. We need to sign another third starter, a couple more bullpen pieces, and we need to get our shortstop, which I hope is Didi Gregorius or Andrelton Simmons. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Make sure you guys leave a comment below, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I'll leave all my usernames down in the description below as always. And I will be back tonight. 2 videos in one day. I'll see you guys tonight after the Flyers game against the New Jersey Devils. Hopefully they can pull that one out and not a bad Boston Bruins performance. Ugh, that was terrible. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.